issues around there. But certainly there could be some issues getting across Cook Straight. So hopefully we can get the crushers up to Huntley. Tell us about some of the cars that we got out there. 317.
317, that's normally driven by Jay Holcomb. It's actually owned by Brad Rosewarne, and Brad's driving the car tonight. So it's good to see Brad back in the seat.
Great.
And know that he has got a brand new car. Can't be too far away. So as the rest of the field grew it up. On the inside of him is Bozzy. He's so small in that car. He's such a wee chap, and I thought I saw it. But he goes good. He goes good in that car. Then we've got the Couriga, the 411. Oh no, that's not. That's the Shy Rob car.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yes, that's further down the back, the 911 car. Couple of gaps. You'll see over on the back straight there, we've got a couple of cars, the 4 and 15 car. They've just had some major work done on them. They're both going to the North Island on Wednesday, so they're just out here running off the back just to make sure everything's okay. As Shelley's got the green in the air, and we're away and racing. Brozzy takes the jump in the 606 at this stage over the 317 of Brad Rosewarne. Then we've got Shy Rob in the 411 as they go through, and behind her Tim Wildley in the 53, the Magan Turbo sponsored tank. 43 just gives the 45 a tubing as they went over and he bounced over in front. So Brozzy still leading us at this stage over Rob. Brad Rosewarne bouncing off the wall a wee bit. Got a melee down the back here between the 11, 24 and 17. The two Crushers guys just sitting at the back there. Cox is coming through in the 9 car as Rosewarne's flying through as well. Then we've got Craig Rob in the 911 just shooting up the inside of the 611 tank.
Oh, one round there.
Wrong way to be facing that. Daniel Cox in the 9 car. But our race leader at this stage, Brad Rosewarne's trying to get it fired up. As Braden Lennon in the 4 car, he comes through. Same with James Stein in the 15. These are two of the Crushers just having a bit of a run. But Brozzy in the 606. Josh Brosnahan, he's still leading us over Shy Rob in the 411. Then we go back to Bailey Clive in the 44 car. Then we go back to Wildley in the 53, the Magan Turbo sponsored car. And behind him we've got the 43. Now that will be Ben O'Donnell, I think it is. Then as they go into 3 and 4, who's going to get a bit of a tubing? The 97's just holding up the 411. Shy Rob still sitting in that second spot pretty good. Bailey Clive holding on to that third, just in front of Tim Waldie in the 53. The rest of the pack slowly coming through. Where's the tank commander? Oh, Jared, what are you doing over there, brother?
He didn't even make it over the start line.
So Brosnahan takes us through another lap.
Daniel Cox just did a neat little spin on the back straight there.
Kept himself going. The old school tank, the 42, just cruising around the back there. Brad Rosewarne's got a bit of pace, but he's a lap down. Brosnahan still leading this as they go through 3 and 4. Comes down the start-finish line once again. Racks another lap off. Then we go back to Shy Rob in the 411. Bailey Clive in the 44. The Magan Turbo, 2 Magan Turbo sponsored cars. Waldie in the 53. Then we're going back to the 45. And behind him will be Craig Rob. Then we go back to Khan Gray in the 215 out of Greymouth. Then there's a bit of a cluster there. Braden Lennon's about to come up onto the 611 and the 24 as we go down the back straight. Just buttons out of it. 43 parks itself. Dench is on the infield as well. James Stein's on the infield. But our race leader at this moment, Brosnahan, going down the back straight. Going into turns 3 and 4. Shy Rob, she's making a wee bit of ground on him. But he's still got a comfortable lead at this stage. Then we go back to Bailey Clive in the 44. Waldie in the Fast Blast sponsor machine. Then we're going to have picking it's the 45. It is Matt Richards. Then we go back to Craig Rob, Khan Gray, Braden Lennon. He's slowly moved his way up to starting half a lap down. Oh, Shy Rob pulled in the 411. White flag this time round for Brosnahan. So Bailey Clive will pick up that second spot. Then we'll go back to the 53 of Wildie. Then Craig Rob. Khan Gray's in there. Braden Lennon's in amongst the picture now. Pretty tame race this one. But our race winner, the 606, Brosnahan takes this first race. He'll be followed home by Clive in the 44. Then we go back to Chris Wildie in the 53. Followed home by Craig Rob in the 911. That's the Couriga car. Then we've got Khan Gray. And behind Gray we will have, flicking over pretty quick, the 45. And then Braden Lennon. so.
Braden had the fastest lap on the last lap of that race of 20.38. He obviously decided he'd just put the foot down and see what the car was capable of, and yeah, not a bad effort. A 20.38 was your quickest lap. Craig Robb was a 20.44. And a couple of others were under the 21 second mark as well. Brad Roseman was 20.66, and he finally got that 317 car fired up and working.
There is a couple of guys racing in Dunedin tonight because stock cars are on down there, and they got a release. The stock cars were only pulled in late this week, so yeah.
Yep. So that race was brought to us by Mobile Foods and Special Events. That's Ian Aitken's food business. You can pop down and see Anne in the pits or at the food shop at the south end of the track there. Get your hot dogs, chips, fish and chips. They do great fish and chips, and a pretty mean lolly cake as well. So check out your food supplies from the Mobile Foods people here at the Koken WoodfordGlen. Big thank you, of course, to GWM for providing us the GWM Cannon Ute, the pace car here at Koken WoodfordGlen, and also, of course, to Value Cars sponsoring our smoke-free grandstand, and EnviroWaste for sponsoring turns 3 and 4, what we call EnviroWaste Corner, EnviroWaste Turn. And of course, the meeting sponsor, we can't run a speedway without Koken Tools and Paramount Plumbing Supplies. Next up, modifieds are in the chute. Look forward to a few bigger modified meetings coming up later in the season. Our next meeting here at WoodfordGlen in 2 weeks' time, we've got Canterbury Championships for Here we are with our stock cars for the next race of the night. Ivan.
Yeah, stock cars out in the next one. What have we got? 16 on the front row there with the 43 O'Donnell.
Ben Burnell.
Ben Burnell, sorry, not O'Donnell. Reading it fast too wrong. As the reds are taken in. The reds go up on the mighty V6s. But you trigger and they're going to go anyway. So the 16 gets a bit of a slow start, getting a bit of a hurry up from the old school bus. But the 43, he's up wide. As they're going to down the back straight, who's going to be the big mover? Bailey Clyde's coming through the middle, as of Cox. Who's going down the outside? Craig Robb in the 911 car. Bit moisture. Caught a couple of them out. Still a full pack at this stage. 45, being Matt Richards leading us at this stage over Bailey Clyde. Then we go back to Ben Burnell, Shy Rob, Daniel Cox, Aaron Faulkner, Chris Wildy. And behind him we've got Brad Rosewarne in the 317 Brosnan, their first race winner.
Rosewarne getting into existence there.
Yeah, just punching them out of the way. The old school bus just gets wide into the edge. Bailey Clyde over the 411. Shy Rob as she now takes over the lead. Over Richards, then Bailey Clyde. Here comes Brad Rosewarne in the 317. Daniel Cox in the 9, Chris Wildy. Craig Robb, he's just punching his way through as well. But Robb's leading us at this stage as they go past us in the 411. Over Matt Richards, then we go back to Brad Rosewarne, bit of a pile-up. Bailey Clyde's in there, Daniel Cox is there, Craig Robb's in there. Tim Wild there in the tank. Then behind them we've got the 43, the 611 of Agnew. 43 just goes flying in and gives Tim Wild there with a slap against the side rail. But our race leader, Shy Rob in the 411, doing well over Richards. Brad Rosewarne in the 317, trying to come up, just lost Richards in a wee bit. The 97 held him up the back marker. So we go back to Craig Robb in the 911. Shy Rob comes past the start finish line again. Rosewarne's taken over that spot over Richards. Then we go back to Craig Robb, Daniel Cox, Brosnahan. And behind them we've got a cluster of cars with 43, 611, Wally in the 53, the 24, Khan Gray, Dent, and then Palmer Pierce in the 11 cars and behind us there. But Rob flips another one off. Actually got enough lead over Brad Rosewarne. Matt Richards is half spun round. Craig Robb backed out of it a wee bit. Allows Cox and that to catch up. The 97. Just cruising around up by the wall there, trying to stay out of the way. Shy Rob, the 411. Takes off another lap. Oh, Daniel Cox. And oh, geez, he was close to hitting that. So we go, red lights there. Obviously the referee saw that.
So Daniel Cox almost getting sideways, but he managed to straighten it up, but he was very, very high on the track. And we've got that stricken 97 car. That's the Kian
Leonard.
Something we can't quite read it. On the wall there, on the mid part of turn 1, and he really never tweaked it, didn't he? Yeah. But got away with it.
Yeah,
if you had $1 for every nearly in speedway, you'd be a very rich person.
There's a field sits here parked up under the reds. Shy Rob. Coming out of turn 4. Brad Rosewarne sits in the second spot. He's about half a dozen car lengths. And we go back to a dozen 15, back to Craig Rob. About the same sort of distance back to Brosnahan. Agnew in the 611. Richards in the 45. Cox on the outside in the 9. Wildy in the 53. Gray visiting from Greymouth. Sitting over there just in front of Cam Dinge. Ian Bernal's over there as well. Bailey Clive's on the infield, the 44 car. They just removed that car from the track.
Shy Rob had a good run in the first heat before the car broke. Yeah. Continuing now on.
That's off another lap. They get back up to speed. And this red light going to cause a problem. I see they get the white flag ready. Goes down the back straight. Will the back markers come into play? No, you've got an open run because 16 and 17 are playing amongst themselves. So white flag. Shy Rob and the Rob Race Cars sponsor machine. Brad Rosewarne in the 317, chasing her down. Then we go back to Craig Rob in the 911. Brosnahan, our first race winner, sitting there in that spot. But as they come through 3 and 4 for the last time, Shy Rob in the 411. Great race. That led to start and finish.
Yeah, she did too.
Followed home by Brad Rosewarne. Dad Craig Rob. Brosnahan. Then behind Brosnahan we've got Agnew, Chris Wildy, Daniel Cox, followed by the 24.
16 and 17 had it coming together there on the back straight. It ended up with them both facing into the wall.
And the fastest lap is actually Callum Beards in the 24.
Wow. Yep.
So
finished well down the field, but managed a pretty quick lap there. That comes all right. 18.68.
He's doing well.
I think so, not in a stock car. Oh dear. I think, never mind, we won't talk about that. But anyway, well done to Shy Rob. She was leading that first heat before the car expired on it, and she showed in that second heat that it wasn't a fluke, but that really was, it is her night. She's getting a lot out of that car tonight, and thoroughly deserved win. Give her a round of applause and acknowledgement. Just up the second flag, that was well earned.
Yeah, because Rosewarne was coming on pretty quick.
He was. I would dare suggest he was possibly a little quicker in those last couple of laps. She had enough of a lead, but she had the nerve to keep that lead, to keep her line, and stay far enough ahead to take the win. So, good racing.
And a lot of people, when they get out the front like that, they start racing in their mirrors, watching what's going on behind them, instead of just forgetting about that and worrying about what you're doing and where your lines are, where your entry is and stuff like that. They start have a bit of a lead and they get a bit complacent and looking in the mirrors quite often, and you can lose that lead quite easily and just lose track of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, as I say, Heat 1 of the New Zealand Super Saloon Champs down in Dunedin.
Yes.
First home in the first heat, 2NZ, Chris Cowling out of Tauranga. Ricky Bolton in.
We think that Ian Burson is leading the championship at the moment in Dunedin on 33 points, and Ricky Bolton and Craig Cardwell are tied for second place, one ahead of Graham Strong. The first Canterbury car could be Richie Taylor, some points off the pace there. You have to say almost 10 points off the off Burson's total. Those are unofficial points just compiled by Claire up here from the Dunedin Super Saloon title. So here the results of the third heat and some official points we will let you know. We also got points for the Street Stock Championship, and as we suspected, Matt Peterson and John O'Garthley leading that championship at the moment after 2 rounds. But on track right now, it is Stock Cars, brought to us by Complete Tyre and Auto. Let's see how they go. Off the front, the 911 car of Rob is away from the 53 of Wildy, and we've already got a couple of cars on the infield there. The 317 driven tonight by Mad Brad Rosewall. I think he's going to try and rejoin, or he's going back on, and the 9 car got pushed to the infield as well. A couple of cars out near the wall as we go through in Viral Race turn, but Tim Wildy in the 53 has the lead after the end of the first heat there. First lap from the 411 of Shy Rob and the 911 of Craig Rob. 606 of Brosnahan is in the mix as well. Kahu Agnew's there in the 611 and the 47 car in the mix too. So right at the back of the field, Brad Roseville rejoins. The 9 car of Cox is stuck on the infield. And we've got Tim Wildy leading the race, about 3 car lengths ahead of Shy Rob, who's been the star performer tonight in the 911 machine. Rosnahan is there in the 606, gets a tap on the rear from Craig Rob. Shy Rob washes out to the wall, loses all of that advantage. No, I've got all that wrong. It's Craig Rob that hit the wall, and Shy Rob was the one pushing up the inside. Quite frankly, the place swapping going on between second, third, fourth and fifth here is pretty hard to keep up with. The 611 tank of Agnew is in the mix there as well. And the only thing that's certain at the moment is Tim Wildy is slowly eking out a lead here. We've got a car almost up the wall there. That was Agnew, I think. Kahu Agnew in the 611 machine. And the Rob family got the mortgage on second place at the moment, but Brosnahan's not making it easy for them. Brosnahan coming up the inside, looking to make a pass on Shy Rob, who's into the back of Craig Rob. And it's all on here. Battle for second, third and fourth. Quite hot. Out front, Tim Wildy, probably oblivious to all this going on behind him, is just concentrating on running his own race and wondering why on earth no one is coming up quickly to challenge him. It's because they're too busy fighting amongst themselves. Further down the field and joining this group battling for second, third and fourth is the 24 machine of Callum Bairds and Tama Pierce from Central in the 11 machine, and further back in the field the 45 and the 42 having a coming together there as well, and the 215 from the coast in the mix as well. So that's 7 laps completed, 5 to go according to the lap display. 12 lap race this one must be. And it looks as though Brosnahan's had some kind of issue there, pulls off. Nearly gets the front collected by the 11T car, who was steaming through the infield at an ungainly rate of knots. So Jerry Brosnahan pulls off in the 606 machine. And the race leader is still Tim Wildy in the 53. I say Jerry Brosnahan, Josh Brosnahan, sorry. So Tim Wildy in the 53 machine there. Chris Wildy, I think. You can tell I don't commentate stock cars very often. I know their surnames, not their first names. It's Chris Wildy in the 53 machine, who's got an ever-increasing lead over the 911 of Craig Rob, the 411 of Shy Rob, and the 24 machine of Callum Bairds holding on to 4th place at the moment. Agnew's dropped off the pace a little bit in the 611. The 17 car's not in the mix there. He's just cruising around by the wall. Brad Rosewall started to make his way through from the back of the field, but he's a long way off the lead. And with just 1 lap to go for the 53 of Chris Wildy, you get the feeling he's going to bring this home, barring some kind of mechanical misfortune. Craig Rob still holding on to second place now, seems to have got the better of that battle with Shy Rob. And the 24 machine still in 4th place. The checkered flag goes out for Chris Wildy. A great race win for him. He'll be really pleased with that. Craig Rob holds on for second place ahead of Shy Rob, who just faded in that last couple of laps. quickest lap again was set by Callum Baird at 20.35. And rather than the 18-second fastest lap he set earlier in the night, that one actually looks like a credible fastest lap time for Baird. So 20.35, not bad for this time of the night in a stock car. Just goes to show that stack out there is smooth, is still driving, and is still providing some good grip for those that can use it. So Complete Tyre and Auto, thank you to them for bringing us stock cars. Remembering that Paramount Plumbing Supplies are bringing us the Canterbury Street Stock Championship tonight. Next up, waiting in the wings, waiting in the pit chute there are the modifieds, brought to us by Enviro Waste, and they'll be along for their next heat of the night very, very shortly.
Koken WoodfordGlen Speedway wish to acknowledge the following partners: Mag and Turbo Warehouse, Mobile Foods and Special Events, MDS Diesel Specialists, New Zealand Building Removals, Paramount Plumbing, Can Do Fishing and E100 Race Fuels. Koken WoodfordGlen couldn't run a meeting without the help of partners like Sylvester V8 Performance, Kelford Cams, Kiwi Auto Spares, Molla Young New Zealand, Port Hills Truck Centre, Anderton Decorators, Recreation Hotel Greymouth, Transform Graphics and Seascape Services.
No, you hold them?
Hold them. I've got somebody. I'm holding somebody's Visa debit card up in the control tower. If you've lost a Visa debit card, Kiwi Bank one.
Kiwi Bank one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you can come and tell me the name on it, come down to the control tower at the bottom door, knock on the door. Otherwise, it's tap and go. I'm going to have a feed later on tonight.
Yeah.
So
Kiwi to me.
Kiwi Bank Visa debit card. Rightio. What are we doing here?
Well, there's a lot of pointing of
Somebody's obviously not going, so we're pushing somebody out of the way.
Yep.
Their 17 car was a non-runner, so Brad dispatches of that. They'll send them around for another lap before they grid up. So who have we got? The Waldy on the front row is our visitor from Rommel,
who was just getting into it a little bit in the last race. Just a whisper of an idea that he was starting to use the bumper a bit.
Yep.
Which was good to see. Wildy, of course, won the previous heat. So starting off the front row, he's rubbing his fingers together going, oh, this is pretty good. Fancy the chances here.
Who's behind? Craig Robb's behind him.
Who finished second, I think, in the previous race as well. So he's going to be going, yeah, okay.
This
I
will be
fancy
good.
my chances here too.
Yeah, exactly.
And Shy Rob, who's had a great evening's racing, is right at the back.
Cameron Dench
All the work to do.
in the 45, sitting in there as well. Matt Richards in the 24. The Tank 611. Kahu Agnew. The old school bus. And behind Brad Rosewarne in the 317. Karen Gray bringing up the rear of the field on her own. The old itchy trigger. And they're away and racing. Bit of smoke coming out of the 47 machine early in the piece. He pulls out to the wall, he must see something's wrong, and he's just going to pull it down onto the infield, I'd say. But our race leader at this stage is the 53. Our visitor in the 11, shooting up the inside Tama Pierre. He's holding on quite nicely at this stage. Waldy in the tank in the 53. What's he got from him? Shoots up the inside. Got a bit more punch off the corner as they go down there. The 11 stuck on the high side. Craig Robb, he's just going to watch it all from behind. As they come through 3 and 4. It's Waldy over Pierce. Then we go back to Craig Robb. Waldy's on the bumper. And behind him, 317 of Brad Roseward. Then we go back to the 45 car. But at the moment, the 11 of Pierce is holding on. Waldy just passes him again. Carmen Pierce in the 11. Then we go back to Craig Robb. Matt Richards in the 24. 611 gets half spun. Got squared up again by Shy Robb as they go through. Here comes Brad Roseward. He's just firing himself through. Craig Robb sees an opening that Brad's just formed. So we're 3 wide as we come down the front straight. Brad Roseward in the 317. Craig Robb. Now he's just forced his way through up the inside of Waldy in the 53. Tama Pierce is there. He's sitting in that 4 spot. Then we go back to Shy Robb in the 411. But the race is up the front at this stage for the top 4 spots. Brad Roseward seems to have it at this stage. Waldy's back up the inside of Craig Robb. Pierce is just sitting behind him. Then we go back to Shy Robb. What's happening down here? The old school bus is parked up. It's not a bus stop. Keep going. The red lights.
Well, you can't pass the...
You can't pass the school bus going at that speed.
No, you've got to slow right down.
So Brad Roseward now, race leader. Just sitting down in front of us. CHS sponsored machine.
Not afraid to, as you said, punch his way through the pack, and he does,
Yep.
doesn't he? He's not super aggressive, but
No.
he's definitely using the bumper to make the space to pass,
exactly.
which is obviously what this grade is all about.
Yep. They get the old school bus off. The Reds come in. And we're away again. Brad Roseward, he'll lead us. Oh, Tama Pierce missed the start there. And it's cost him.
Something's gone.
Something's gone on it, yeah.
Busted something in the deck or something.
On that right rear. Snapped an axle maybe. But our race leader, Brad Roseward, he's coming up against some back markers. Ben Burnell in the 43. He shoots up the inside of him. The race really is for second and third. Waldy in the tank, Craig Robb and the old Kuriga. Neck and neck as they go down the back straight. Craig's just going to shoot up the inside of Waldy as they go 3 and 4. Pushes him out wide a wee bit. So Craig Robb in the 911, he takes over the second spot. Pulls about a car length on him. Brad Roseward, he's gone. He's got about 8 to 10, if not more. He's opening it up. Craig Robb's actually opened up 3 or 4. Shy Robb, she's having a dream run. She's going to be starting to catch up with Waldy. Then we go back to the 45. White flag for our race leader in the 317, Brad Roseward. Then we're back to Craig Robb in the 911. Behind him the 53 of Waldy. Then we go back to Shy Robb. Then behind him is Matt Richards in the 45. But our race leader, as he comes out of turn 4 for the last time, 317, Brad Roseward takes the win over Craig Robb in the 911. Then we go back to Waldy in the Fast Blast 53, followed him by Shy Robb in the 411. Then we'll be going back to the 45. I'm picking Khan Gray in the 215, followed him by Kahu Agnew in the 611.
And Craig Robb set the quickest lap in that race right at the very end on the last lap. He did a 20.20, so that's a good lap time for this stage of the night, isn't it?
Exactly.
I mean, race, what is it, 17 out of an 18 race program, and you're setting a 20.2 in a stock car. That's good.
Not bad going.
That's not bad at all.
Yep.
So well done to the stock cars, entertaining stuff. We've had some good races in the latter part of the night here at this meeting, WoodfordGlen, haven't we?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
street stock heat was great, the super stocks were good, the mini stocks were good, and now the stock cars have been great as well. Now look, I've been handed the details of the 50-50 here, so if you bought a 50-50 ticket this evening, you need to get it out of your pocket and have a look, because you could be going home with $573. Not bad.
That's not bad for a
Not
couple
bad.
of bucks. Or if you spend 5.
Yeah, $573. if your ticket says meeting 10, ticket number 528. Ticket number 528. Come to the office at the bottom of the control tower on the western side of the track, and we will give you your $573. And just a reminder, if you didn't pick it up before, there was a Visa debit card.
Visa debit card.
Kiwi Bank Visa debit card.
Yep.
Which was handed in and is also in the office down below. Now you've